Alright, hi everyone. Today I'm going to go through and root my Galaxy Note 3 using this universal root dealer Vega version 0.5. So let's get to it. Before we do anything, we're going to have to go through and download and prepare the phone and download a couple of apps and install them to get going. So the first two things to do is actually on the phone. So get on the phone, go into settings and general and scroll all the way down, and if you don't have that developer options there, go about device, and where it says build number down the bottom, if you tap that 7 times, as you can see I've tapped it, it says developer mode has already been turned on, but if you tap it 7 times it'll actually have a countdown which will then allow you to see this developer options. Go in here, we want to switch on USB debugging in here. Leave everything else as is. Go back out. While we're here, the other thing we need to do is go into security and make sure that this reactivation lock here, right here, is unticked. Make sure that's unticked. Okay? Cool. So once that's done, we'll go back and start downloading a couple of applications just to prepare. So the first thing we're going to need is obviously it says here we're going to need this program called Cygwin. So I'll provide the links down below, but this is basically it. It's basically an application that you install on Windows that will allow you to run Linux commands. So the most recent version here, like it said, is a 1.7.27. Even though I have a 64-bit operating system, I found the 64-bit version didn't work for me, so go ahead and download the 32-bit version and install that. It'll take a few minutes. That seemed to work best. So the other thing we need to do is in this original forum, the root dealer Vega version 0.5, download the universal RDLV, that file, and the SD card file. And there's one more thing that we need, which is Odin. And I found Odin on a different forum. Again, I will provide the link below. So it's in post 2 here, but it's hidden. So you have to click show here, and that's the one we want. We want that one, and that'll have the Odin version 3.09, which is what we need. I found in this forum that these links no longer work, so I don't know whether it's a temporary thing or it's a permanent thing, but if you can try it, if your phone is in here, you can save a lot of time by just downloading the pre-rooted versions here. Otherwise, what we need to do is go into Sam Mobile. Again, we'll provide the link below. You do have to register for this. It's free, so you can download, but this site is great. It will basically have all the original ROMs for pretty much every phone out there that is Samsung basically. So go ahead, put your details in here like I've done for my version, and in my case it's the Chinese version only, the N906. So once you do that, you'll see all the official firmware for your phone here, and go ahead and find the one that matches for you and download that. The last thing is obviously you've got to have the drivers for the Samsung. Easiest thing to do is go to the Samsung website and download the key software. Okay, so now everything that we've downloaded, we want to extract. So now I've put everything here. There's a couple of extra things here we'll go through later. I've got 2 different firmware for myself. This is an older one. I updated the phone, and then it's I got a new one, so I had to download the new one, which is this one. So what we want to do is extract this into a folder anywhere. I've made this one right under root called Note 3. Just keep it simple. I find it's easier. we want to extract this one, the universal root de la Vega one. So I'm just going to extract it straight to the root here. It's fine. We don't need this one just yet, and we don't need any other ones just yet. Okay, so while that's running, we want to start up this Cygwin software. So you should have gotten a shortcut like this, and if you run it, you'll probably see a little box like this as well. So I'm gonna leave the drive me down here just so you can see the usage, the hard drive usage, because I'm gonna try and let it run real time just so that you can see how long this thing actually takes. So that's nearly done. So I'm just waiting for that to finish. So while we're doing that, in here, this is not your Windows command prompt, so it's a little bit different. So let's just type in C drive and then C drive and then note 3. So that's where all of this stuff is, in C note 3. You just got to put in the / sig drive C note 3 there, and then in here, following the instructions of this universal root de la Vega software, what you want to do is type in this command essentially. Okay, so it's, what we'll do is it's dot / urdlv.sh, and you want to do the full one, and then we need the full path of this file here, and the best way to do it is to drag this file across here and it'll put in that full path. Okay, so once you've done that, we hit enter and we wait, and you'll see it run. Depending on your computer, it might take a few, couple of minutes. I think it'll take about 5 or so minutes. So, and you can see down here that it's doing something. So I'm just going to let this run. Okay, so you can see that's a good sign, no errors, and that it verified the system hook. And what it's done is, if you look over here, it's created this tar file, this firmware that's pretty much pre-rooted based on the original firmware. So now what we need to do is open up Odin. So okay, so this is the file we downloaded before. What I want to do is I want to extract just the Odin stuff, so I can close that up. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to run Odin. So once we got Odin up and running, we want to click the AP. We want to go to the new firmware that we created, so make sure you're in the right place. Output, and you can tell by the name it's got the Vega extension on it. So this is the one. So I want to go open. Right, so now we want to put our phone into download mode, and you do that by holding the volume down, power and middle button at the same time. So I'm going to try and do that here, and you'll see. So you can see mine is in Chinese, so don't worry about it, but basically if you press the volume up, it accepts, and the volume down is cancel. It's basically just a warning. So I'm going to go volume up, and you can see it's actually in English, so we're in download mode. So now we plug in our cable, plug in our USB, and on the computer over here you'll see it's saying installing device driver, so just wait for it. Okay, so drivers are ready, and you'll see it come up on here that it's connected, and leave these as default, so you can tick auto reboot and reset time. Make sure you don't tick this. Everything else seems to be, we can leave a default, and basically we just click start, and you can see on the phone that it's got a little taskbar at the bottom there. Okay, so as you can see, it says reset, so we just leave it. It's auto booting, and we're just waiting for it to automatically boot up. so we're just still waiting on the... That's okay. Cool, now it's come up with that. Okay, so I'm just going to minimize that now. The next step is to actually go and root the handset now. So to do that, what we want to do is in this zip file that we downloaded, there's a Vega zip. So what we want to do is we want to extract that, and we actually want to extract this. These two files, we want to put it into the root of the phone, so you can see the phone's connected. So I'm just going to copy so I'm going to grab these two files and copy to the root of storage. As you can see, it says copy to root, and that's in there, and root files is in there. So now what we do is we actually reboot it twice. So I'm just going to go, let's just go into our settings and we can check. So everything's still the same. Everything's still the same. So with those two files in there now, we want to reboot it. So I'm actually going to, I'll power it off and then power it back on. Okay. So it's important to do this boot. Once it boots up, we actually want to go in and delete what we just copied in, and then we have to restart it one more time. So I'm just going to let it boot up. Okay, so it's booted up. We'll go into the phone again, and we want to delete that. And the script, and we want to delete that. Okay, now we've done that, we're going to restart it again. I'm just going to hit restart. Okay, so we've rebooted. So how we can check the root is either go into Play Store and download a root checker, or you can just download this from XDA member, and again I'll put the link down below. So just download simple root checker, there's that one, or this one. Again, I'll put the link down below. There's two different root checkers there. Scroll down, and from here you can download where is it? From the root check pro, that one there. And we want to copy, it's an APK, so we can run it off. So I'm just gonna go back to the phone. There's a download folder. I'll put that file and that file on it. And so what we want to do is go and run it on the phone to test to see if we've been successfully rooted our phone. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to go and install this to my files. So I'm going to go into download. Let's run that one. Go to settings. We want to allow unknown sources. We want to install, then open, agree, okay, verify. You want to grant. There you have it. We have a successful root.